si
Yung
Doktora
yes,
Ashley
si Connie.
Candy.
Yes, si
Ashley
Ashley Ken.
Candy. I miss you. How are you? Good. Ang dami
Ayan.
nagsasabi, Corona para kay Doktora. Boy
Actually,
versus
yung
hashtag.
hashtag na yan is nabuo sa Ashley Nights. Si Doktora Candy
Oh,
pa yung, oo, si Doktora Candy yung nag-generate niyang hashtag na yan.
how do you
Yung
feel the
corona
love
para
that
kay
she's giving
Doktora.
you from one Doktora to another?
'Di ba? Oo, super bait yan si Doktora Candy. As in, tinanggal niya talaga yung nerves ko. As in, super nervous ako for nung interview ko sa Ashties. Tapos, ako super kind niya. Oo. 'Di ba? Oo. Ang dami nagka-comment.
Yeah.
Ayan, most
Yeah,
of them are my
Joanne
friends.
Cuelo, Gesmundo, Alj. Ay, kamusta po? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the time, for taking the time out in watching my interview with your lovely friend right now. I'm so humbled by your gesture right now. Nakakatuwa kayo. Thank you so much. Na pressure ako bigla. So, Doktora, kamusta ka dyan? How have you been? What's your current mindset?
Nako, Adam, honestly, my mindset is all over. Like, because I've been, it's only 2 weeks until the pageant night or the pageant day, because it's gonna be shown at 9 a.m. Right? So it's very
Yes.
different. It's very different from the usual pageant scenes, and since it's happening in a pandemic, of course, there's a lot of difference that's been happening, right? There's ring light series, and every week we have these shows, right? And we have videos going on just to keep the hype and to keep the people watching. Because it's very interesting, Miss Universe, this is the first ever Miss Universe Philippines, right? So, alam mo, sobrang daming pasabog. Like, it's exciting talaga. Even us, na part nung pageant, na excite kami for what's gonna happen. So, my mindset right now is focus. That's it. On my mind, I always say focus. Just focus on everything, on what you're feeling, on what you're experiencing. Kasi this is once in a lifetime. And especially for me, Adam, it's just gonna be once. This is my first and my last time that I will join a pageant.
How old
So,
are you na ba?
I'm
Bakit first and
27
last?
na.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh.
This
You just
was,
turned
uh,
27 this year.
yes, I did. It's a very unexpected turn in my 27th year on this earth. I wouldn't even imagine being part of such a grandiose pageant, right? It's my God, it's Miss Universe. It's my first time, and it's Miss Universe Philippines. So I'm so happy to be part of it, and I'm excited, and I'm very very nervous. But like what you said, my mindset right now is just to focus on what I need to do, what I need to prepare on, because of course there's a lot to prepare. Like, there's wardrobe, and there's makeup, and there's more pasabog. So yeah, so I've been very diligent with planning, kasi that's really one of my traits is I'm a planner. So it's something that I've been doing all my life. So I'm just incorporating it into planning how I will manage this Miss Universe Philippines. So ano kasi ako I really write things down kasi I'm a tactile and a visual learner. So that's how I learn. That's how I understand things. So ngayon, it's how I used to study. Now I'm using it for Miss Universe Philippines. Nakakaloka. But yeah, so that's my mindset. That's my plan. It's just to focus on myself, on what I'm doing rather than comparing. Kasi it's so difficult, Adam, to be completely honest with you. Because there's, what, 48 girls? And all are very, very beautiful. A lot have been prepared for this all their lives. And here I am, a newcomer, a fresh face. And I don't I don't know where to begin. Pero there have been a lot of people who are helping me out. Na parang, it's so overwhelming na at the start of my journey, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know anyone in the industry. As in, so, of course, naturally, hindi ko alam how to do stuff or how to, talk to people and to helping me out. Pero, God made a way, and they were the ones who actually asked me, "Do you need help? How can we assist you?" And those were my angels, the angels of my life. Because hindi ko na-imagine I if ako lang alone, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, all credit goes to the people who are really helping me out for 7 months now.
Yeah, alam mo talagang nakikitaan talaga kita ng potential, and we can't wait for all the pasabogs that you have for us on October 25, katulad ka na sinabi ng friend mo dito si Poy Versosa. Talagang we're so proud that he's so proud of you, at iiyak ka na raw anytime from now.
Ipigilan ko. You know what? Kasi Adam, I don't know if you've watched the lives or pero in general, I'm a very iyakin person. It's not, hindi ko naman sinasadya. I swear, it's just who I am. Like, I tend to be very emotional when it's something personal. When I'm talking about my experiences, when I'm talking about something very close to my heart, talagang hindi ko mapigilan. The emotions just keep coming out. And it's what's inside eh. It's hard to, hindi naman ako artista, so hindi ko yan kayang itago, di ba? So, ayun. So, usually, when I talk about something I'm very passionate about, or when I talk about something that happened in the past that hurt me, or that happened in the past that made me happy, as long as it's an emotion, tears really flow out from me. I don't know why, but it's part of my expression. Pero, boy, I'm gonna try not to cry tonight.
You know
Is
what?
that a challenge?
Yeah, sige, take it as a challenge. Yeah, feel good naman tayo dito sa show na to. But
Yes.
given everything that you have said so far, has this been a dream come true for you?
Oh, definitely. Kasi, you know what, dreams aren't something na parang it should be something that you've been thinking about for a long time. It shouldn't be something na parang I've always dreamed about being a Miss Universe since I was a child. No, I can honestly say that I've been dreaming about being a Miss Universe in the now. Like, just now. Hindi siya in the past year, I guess. Hindi siya, it hasn't been a lifelong dream. It's not a childhood dream. It's a
Mm-hmm.
dream that I want to accomplish now. Now that I'm capable, now that I have, hindi naman the means, I don't want to say the means, now that I'm ready, or I'm partially ready, I'm getting ready. So, yeah, it's something that I want to achieve. It's something that I want to win. Because we're already here. Nandito na. This is the mindset to focus right now. Because just to keep my eyes on the prize. And it
Mm-hmm.
is to win Miss Universe Philippines. You know what? A few months ago, I wouldn't be able to say that, Adam. If had the Miss Universe pursued nung May, I wouldn't have the kind of confidence, the kind of energy that I have right now, that I can fully say na this is something I want, this is something that I will get, and this is something that I will work for and pray hard for. Kung makikilala niyo ako in the past, nung February, I've always been very timid, very shy when it comes to, talking about myself, when it comes to talking to other girls as well. Medyo nagkaroon ako ng hirap doon in the beginning eh. Kasi, let me just share this story. So, at the beginning kasi there were 53 of us nung start. Kaya lang ngayon, syempre, nabawasan kami. Of course, they have personal reasons. And I won't not delve into that because it's their reason. But anyway, so there were 52 of us initially. And then, so Mama J met us. And then he asked, sabi niya, okay, so sinong walang experience na national pageant, regional, provincial, or anything na big? And I kid you not, there were only three of us who raised our hands. Three out of 52. Sabi ko, oh my gosh. As in, at that time, gusto ko nang umalis. I was like, do I really belong here? Is this really something that I can do? Sobrang daming doubt. Sobrang, as in, I was constantly in a battle with myself. I still want to continue. Kasi, obviously, parang sabi ko, grabe, if I compare myself, sobrang walang-wala ako. Yung experience-wise, hindi ko, my confidence was initially low, and then it got lower. Kasi sabi ko, hala, they're all experienced. They've done this before. They have showcased themselves in this arena, in this setting, but I haven't. So parang sabi ko, if I compare myself, talagang wala. But then, as time progressed, I think this was a blessing in disguise for me. I mean, I'm not saying the pandemic is a blessing. Of course, it's definitely not. But the time that was given to me was such a great force for me to prepare for this. It was a blessing for me na I had the time to really think about what I'm planning, to really think about what I want to do with this. Is this something I really want to pursue? Because otherwise, I would have quit a long time ago. Ayun yung lagi kong sinasabi sa sarili ko na okay, quit na ba tayo? Hindi, ayaw na ba natin? Hindi na ba natin kaya? Pero kasi meron inner leader in me na nagsasabi na, hindi mo kaya. Kailangan mong kayanin. Kailangan mong i-overcome. So parang yun yung nag-push sa akin na, sige na nga, ituloy na natin. And thank God, ito na, 2 weeks from now, we are going to crown the first ever Miss Universe Philippines.
Alam mo, parang na-intriga ako sa story na kunento mo ngayon. Hindi mo ba siya na-factor in itong mga mangyayari sa'yo sa Miss Universe Philippines as a candidate bago ka sumali, bago mo sinabit yung application form mo?
Alam mo, the thing is, everything is such in a fast pace. Hindi to pinlano at all. So, this can I kwento what happened? Para,
Sure. Go ahead.
Ayun,
So that we could get to know more of you talaga.
oo,
Yung background
kasi,
mo, yung backstory mo.
so kasi, Adam, I've never joined big pageants in my life, but I've joined school pageants. That's the only pageant that I've ever joined. It was in La Salle in college, and then in high school in Laguna College. That's it. And so there, I was able to build confidence. There, I was able to build a lot of friends, and they were supporting me. They were always telling me na, "Oy, sumali ka ng Miss Universe, ganyan, ganyan." But I was always brushing it off. It was never really something serious. Na parang ako, "Oo naman, I'll join. Just you wait, you wait." I always say that to my friends, na, "Intayin niyo lang kasi, just wait." But I never really saw myself doing it. I never really thought that I would be able to do it talaga. It was always looming in the background of my mind, pero I never thought I'd be able to pursue it until nangyari siya. Tapos nagkagulatan na lang everyone na I told my friends na, "Hey guys, I am actually joining Miss Universe Philippines." So lahat sila gulat na gulat kasi hindi nila in-expect na itutuloy ko talaga kasi nga I never really thought that I could do it. Kasi nga, ayun nga, like what I said, a school pageant is really different. Na parang, a school pageant is usually Q&A lang yung pina-factor in dyan eh. Hindi kailangan magaling ka ng pasarela, hindi kailangan magaling ka ng mga pasabog. Walang ganyan eh. Walang photo shoots, nothing. It's just a school pageant that happens in one day, and then after that, you're just back to being a regular student. Ganun lang yung idea ko ng pageants. Pero this, Miss Universe Philippines is something different. So, fast forward tayo, when I was in 4th year medical school, there's this guy, Max Closa, from Oriental Mindoro. We know each other from around 2-3 years ago already. Kasi, of course, I have relatives there. So, we know each other nagkakilala na kami. And then he told me na, if you want to join, I'll support you, ganyan, ganyan. But it was never really something that I pushed for. Parang naisip ko lang na, yeah, if I want to join, there's someone who will back me up. And then, so, I was on the second to the last month of my 4th year medical school when he called me. He said, "Do you want to join a national pageant?" Tapos ako, "Are you serious? Gusto mo ako mag-join?" And then he said, "Yeah, if you want, I'll back you up. You can try Binibining Pilipinas or Miss Universe Philippines, whichever you like." Tapos, so, I initially applied for Binibining Pilipinas. But then, I did not know na the callback was posted online. So, my number was there, but I wasn't able to go to the callback. Ay, sorry ba? Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Sorry nagpo 180 degrees ako doon. Ayan, so hindi ako nakapunta doon sa callback kasi hindi ko siya nakita yung post. So sabi ko, oh maybe it's not for me. Maybe hindi talaga. But then, ayun na nga, sinabi na Miss Universe Philippines is a different pageant na. So sabi ko, maybe kaya natin. So sige, I applied under, of course, with the help of Max. So I applied to Miss Universe Philippines, and then hindi ko pa alam kung accepted ako or what. Ganyan. I just went with the flow. And then, nung nag-text sila ng finalist, wala yung name ko. So sabi ko, okay, I'm done. It's over. Sabi ko, I have to move on. It's not for me. So I texted yung isa sa mga head sa Empire. I texted Angel. I told he sent me the schedule for the medical checkup, but my name wasn't there. So I told him, Sir Angel, wala naman yung name ko, na mali kaya yata ng send sa akin, but thank you for inviting me. Thank you for everything. Ganyan, ganyan. Parang it was just to say goodbye na parang sabi ko, I'm letting go of this dream. And that night, nasettle ko na yung sarili ko na, it's not for me. And then he said, loka ka, you're part of it. I'm like, hi, but my name wasn't there.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, hindi na isulat yung name mo sa schedule, but you're part of it. So sabi ko, oh my gosh, paano to? Nakapag-move on na ako. And then, tapos kasali pala ako. So sabi ko, gosh, ano ba to? Sabi ko, as in nag-pray talaga ako. Sabi ko, God, are you playing games with my heart? Ano ba to? Na parang initially okay, hindi ako nakasali sa shortlist ng tapos akala ko hindi ako kasali, tapos papatawag pala ako. But the thing is, I was in 4th year medical school. And 4th year medical school is a very busy time for med students kasi
Exactly.
that's the time that we go on duty na. Ang duty namin kasi is 29 hours straight. So, medyo toxic, di ba, kung isisingit mo siya.
Exactly.
Right? Pero, the thing about it is that sakto, nag-change yung rotation ko. And after nung major rotation ko is the minors. And minors are only office hours. Yung minors namin would be radiology, yung ganyan. So, yung 8 to 5 lang talaga yung pasok. So, sabi ko, okay, baka binibigyan ako ni Lord ng time or baka binibigyan niya ako ng grace niya. Sabi ko, sige, why not? Let's push for it. So, ayan na nga. Nasa duty ako noon. I was at PGH sa minor rotation ko in psychiatry when they asked me to come back. So it was my callback na. So I rushed to Empire. I was wearing my duty uniform and I was wearing rubber shoes. Hindi ko na inintindi. Hindi rin ako naka-makeup. As in, nakakilay naman ako, syempre. And naka-blush on, but that's it. And everyone was rushing in for the callback. They were wearing blazers and beautiful pieces ng mga designers. And there I was, wearing my duty uniform, my white, dirty duty uniform because I was from duty. And then, so I realized, sabi ko, kung hindi to will, if it's not God's will for me, hindi magsasadya yung mga oras. Hindi magsasakto yung rotation, hindi magsasakto yung plans. So sabi ko, who am I to stop what's happening if it's the will of God? So sabi ko, sige, let's push for it. Kung kaya sa schedule. And my seniors are very helpful. There was one day that I had to go out from duty early kasi nga there's another thing for Miss Universe. And then so kinausap ko yung senior ko and pumayag naman siya. Sabi niya, oh yeah, it's okay. Just take a leave for today and just do makeup duties. So yun, napaka-understanding, napaka-graceful ng lahat ng nangyari ng pagpasok ko sa Miss Universe Philippines. So sabi ko, kung sobrang daming resistance, baka mahirapan ako, baka hindi ako magtuloy. Baka, kasi pwede kong gamitin yun as an excuse, di ba? Sarili ko na, kasi busy ka eh, hindi mo talaga kaya sa schedule even if you wanted to. Pero hindi sabi ko, the way was lining up, it was smoothening out. So sabi ko, sino ba naman ako para sabihin, to say no to something na is being given to me. So, I accepted. Of course, not full-hearted. Kasi, sabi ko nga sa'yo, my preparedness is very low pa at the time. And then, of course, marami ako insecurities up to today. And I'm not gonna lie about that. I've always been insecure about how I look, everything. So, parang sabi ko, i-push natin kasi baka sakali there's a plan for me here. Baka sakali na there's something greater that I'm not seeing for greater, grander miracles. So, sabi ko, sige, i-push natin. If mangyari, then it's for me. If not, then charge to experience. Either way, I'm going to learn. Yun yung sa akin. If I'm going to learn from this experience, it's a good experience overall. Wala akong dapat ikahinaya. Yun yung sa akin.
So,
So, yun yung pagpasok ko sa pageantry world. Napaka-labo, napaka hindi traditional, but I'm here. I'm doing it.
so looking back, given with what you said, do you think you made the right decision to join Miss Universe Philippines?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Now it's very clear in my mind the reason why I'm here. And it's to show and to tell the world, the universe, what I'm fighting for. And it's always been healthcare. My heart has always, always been for healthcare. Ayun ay, it's my childhood dream to be a nurse. So kaya sabi ko, and there's a current pandemic happening right now. And now is the time to talk about it. Now is the time for people to engage and know and be able to interact with me and exchange ideas with me or anyone else in the healthcare profession how we will be able to fill the gap. Kasi sometimes people are intimidated with medical professionals kasi sabi na, oh, they're super smart or there's so much medical jargons we won't be able to understand them. Yung mga ganyang ano difficulty. So parang iniisip ng tao na basta pag doktor o pag nurse o di separate sila sa humanity. But now is the time to bridge that gap. Now is the time to educate people. Hindi naman kailangan alam mo lahat sa medisina. Pero kailangan alam mo yung basics on how you can survive. And now is the perfect time to talk about it. Kasi it's what is needed. That is what the world needs right now. People connecting other people para maintindihan nila what's happening in the world and how we can fix this, how we can change this, even gradual, kahit gaano kabagal yan. We're going to overcome this pandemic. Of course, everyone is sure about that. It's not gonna last forever. But what we do right now, how we exchange information is what's vital. Kung paano natin ito mapapabilis, kung paano natin ito mababago, the situation that's happening right now. And I think na since I'm already here, why not use my position, my voice, the small influence that I have? Because if I will be able to impart even a small knowledge, even tiny pieces of information, if I will be able to impart that to people, to common Filipinos, maybe, just maybe, there will be an impact in their lives. There will be a change on how they perceive healthcare, how healthcare can change the world. So, that is my goal here. And I think kailangan natin ng medical professionals right now talking about it. Kasi ngayon, ang daming nag-aaway sa social media, inaaway nila yung doktor, tapos yung doktor naman parang magagalit pabalik. Sobrang daming factions na nangyayari. When in fact, we should be one right now. Now is the perfect time for us to be whole as a community to end this pandemic. Kasi cumulative yan eh. Walang doktor, nag-iisang doktor na makakatapos nito at walang nag-iisang tao na makakatapos nito. It's all of us working together, helping each other out na matapos yung pandemic because eventually this will have to pass and this will be something that we will talk about for years and years on end because we will be sharing this vital information that we got from this experience so that it will never happen, hopefully never happen again in the near future.
Yeah. Given that we have a huge, now that you're talking about it, now that you're mentioning about the pandemic, how do you think we could be able to overcome this situation and we still haven't beaten the curve? Na alam mo yon na the medical and healthcare industries are really overwhelmed by what's happening with our situation na to the point na nagkaka overflow na sa dami ng cases sa mga hospitals. So how do you think that we could overcome this? How do you think that those industries could able to overcome
Sorry,
the
you were a bit soft
situation?
there. Pero you were
Okay.
asking, sorry, how
Yeah.
will we be able to overcome this? Tama
Yeah. How do you
ba
think
yung
that in
gist
those
ko ng mga
industries,
putol-putol?
yeah, how do you think those industries could overcome our pandemic situation right now?
Oh, kasi a pandemic has happened before. This is not new. This is not something that happened for the first time. But of course, in our generation, this is the first time that we're experiencing this, right? So for us, we need to really help each other out. And I'm not saying that we should stop working kasi the economic is taking alam mo yon, a slide down now, right? Kasi of course, our economics is affected kasi nga no one can go out, no one can buy stuff, we have to stay at home. But ultimately, we have to remember the key factor into stopping stopping the spread of anything, of any form of disease, is to prevent it from going out, to prevent it from for one person to catch it. And it's always been said, right? Prevention is always better than cure. And now is the perfect time to tell that to people na kung if you're negative, you have to prevent yourself from getting the virus so that you prevent yourself from sharing it to other people who are vulnerable. And who are the vulnerable ones? So there's the elderly, there's the very sick, the ones who have low immune system. And I'm not saying na kasi sometimes normally we say ay mababa yata ang immune system ko. No. The people who are immunocompromised are patients who have cancer, patients who are undergoing steroid therapy, patients who have HIV and AIDS. Those are patients who have other diseases like diabetes, hypertension. Those are the people who are immunocompromised or whose immunity is automatically low na compared to other people. So if we are asymptomatic, let's say I don't have symptoms but I'm positive. So if I go out, I will infect them and they will have the symptoms. I won't because I have a good immune system. But other people who don't, other people who are immunocompromised, other people who have pre-existing comorbidities, they will exhibit the symptoms. So the only way that we can stop this really is to prevent it from spreading. And of course, I know I'm not asking everyone not to go out because that would be impossible, no? If you tell everyone na no, just stay at home. No, that's a privileged mindset. Why? Because not everyone has the privilege to stay at home. Not everyone can live every day having a cabinet full of supplies. Some people go paycheck to paycheck, and that's the normal life of a common Filipino, of a normal Filipino family. It's living from paycheck to paycheck. Diba? So we can't tell them na, oh no, just don't go outside. Just be like me, I'll stay at home. Because that's a privileged mindset. And though I'm grateful na I can stay at home, some people can't. Because easily, they don't have money. So if you don't have money, you need to go out to make money in order to put food on the table. Because otherwise, you're not gonna die of the virus, but you're gonna die of hunger. And that happened already in a lot of Filipino families, diba? So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if you are privileged enough to stay at home, if you have the capacity, the means, if you are not, if your job does not require you to go out, if you're not an essential worker, then please just stay at home. Please stop the spread of the virus. Because
Mm.
that's the only thing that we can do right now. Because of course, there's research. Big companies are already doing their researches about what vaccine to use and medications. But still, that's gonna take a lot of time. A vaccine is not developed in a span of a year. Sometimes the shortest amount would be around 18 months. But of course, it will go on for more than that because viruses mutate. Hindi lang isa yung virus na yan. They have different mutations. And of course, if we create a vaccine for just one mutation, edi it wouldn't be effective on other mutations. So that's why it's taking time. We have to understand that. And the only way we can prevent is to stop it from spreading. Diba? That's what happened in countries like Thailand, like New Zealand, right? New Zealand beat coronavirus twice. And how
Yes.
did they do it? They stopped going out. If it's non-essential, they stop going out. They don't party. They don't, kasi sometimes Filipinos feel deprived because of course we are very social beings. Totoo yan.
Yes.
I am a social being. I love being around people. I love talking to people. I love going out. But it's my social responsibility not to do it. Kasi I might not be affected. I might not go hungry. I might be able to go to a good hospital if I ever get sick. But how about those people who can't even afford food? We have to be kind. We have to think about others. That's, alam mo yun, that's the basic humanity. We just have to develop a little bit of kindness. Kasi if you can survive it, how about the others who can? And they're the ones who need to go out because they're the ones who need to work. So, alam mo yun, just a little bit of kindness goes a very, very long way. As
No.
long as you remember na you're not the only one who's affected by this. I know mental health is suffering in terms of, you know, when you're stuck at home, 'di ba? Sometimes you feel anxious, and I get that mental health is as important as physical health. I'm not gonna deny that. It's a known fact. But of course,
Exactly.
we still have to think about other people. So for mental health, maybe talk to your doctor online. There are other platforms now. It's sobrang dami na. And the National Institute for Mental Health, they're offering free services for mental health issues. So you can actually book an appointment with them and it's for free. So there are things that we can do if we're privileged enough. So if you're privileged enough, then use that privilege to help others. Yun yung sa akin. Kasi it's there's really no cure at the moment. Hindi natin kayang pilitin yung scientists natin na do it now, now, now. Produce an antiviral agent. No, we can't do it. It takes time. So what we need to do is we need to be very diligent with our responsibilities, our social responsibilities. And you know the basic human thinking na if you care about the person, then that person will care about the other, and then it will be a ripple of kindness of caring about other people. And in turn, hindi natin masaspread yung virus. Kasi alam mo yun, it's been changing na eh. Now we can do work at home, di ba? It's a privilege to be able to work at home. Now we can do, there are a lot of online businesses booming, right? So there are a lot of coping mechanisms that we can do in order to survive the pandemic. So if we can think of ways para just to limit going outside, then that's much better. So the basic idea of being kind, the basic idea of caring for another person who has less than what you have. That's it. It will go a
Mm.
long way. Because for now, we really don't have the answer. We really don't have the antivirus, and we really
Oh, I think she froze. Um, oh my God. Even the internet, even the Wi-Fi connection could not handle how eloquent she is. Uh, I think oh, she lost. Yeah, she lost her internet connection. Guys, what can you say? AD?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Alam
I'm
mo,
talking about
mas
connected to Wi-Fi.
even the Wi-Fi could even the Wi-Fi connection could not handle your eloquence in brilliance as a speaker. Oops. Okay, we're
Yeah.
AD, yeah. Yeah. Alam
Sorry,
mo, it's
sorry. It's
okay.
been an
It
issue.
it only means one thing. Even the Wi-Fi connection could not handle your eloquence and brilliance as a speaker. Talaga ganun ka kagaling, ka-persuasive. Bumigay na. Hindi na kinaya ng internet connection yung level of ng ano mo, nung ng capacity ng brain cells mo. Hindi na kinaya ng powers nila yung brain
Hindi
cells mo.
naman.
Kaya but you know what, listening to
Sorry,
you, yeah, listening to you, do you think you're coming in such a perfect time in Miss Universe Philippines? Kasi nga, di ba, you said perfect timing may pandemic. And then, tapos, binigyan ka ni God ng mga signs to be where you are right now.
Yes. So I'm not
Di ba?
saying it's a perfect time to have a pandemic. It's never a perfect time to have a pandemic, ha? But it's the perfect timing to educate.
Yes.
Ayun
Yes.
yun,
Di ba?
that's the point, right? Na parang, why not use this platform that I've been given to talk about something that I know? to talk about something of
Yes.
my expertise as a medical professional.
You know,
Diba? It's
true.
just about bridging the gap eh. Na parang, if you understand the basic knowledge about the virus, how to stop its transmission, that's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know how it affects the body. We call it the pathophysiology of how it works in the body. No, you don't need to know all the in-depths. You need to know the prevention. You need to know how you catch it, what to do if ever you catch it, and then how to stop it from infecting others if ever you are positive. That's it. That's the
No.
basic knowledge that we have to know. And I can be that person who will impart that knowledge. And anyone can as well, as
Mm-hmm.
long as they get proper information from, of course, reliable sources, and of course, asking from professionals as well. Kasi even if I already graduated from as a doctor of medicine, of course there are a lot of people who are better than me at this, who know more than me about this. So that's the time that I ask for their opinion. That's the time that I ask for their expertise, so that I will share information which is true, information which is verified. Kasi yun yung isa sa mahirap na nangyayari ngayon eh. Na, yes, people are caring for each other. I get that. But sometimes they're being overprotective and then adding a little information which is erroneous. Na parang, oh, kumain kayo ng saging, maiiwasan nyo yan. And then what happened? The price of banana
Ganun pa.
took a hike.
Yeah, true.
Diba?
True. Kasi
Like
sa demand.
700 per kilo. Exactly. When in fact, it's just a fad. It's not true. Pero since everyone is scared, everyone is panicking, they want to protect themselves. That's why we need an honest face to tell them na this is what you should do. This is these are lies, these aren't true, this is what you should follow. Yun lang. The basics of how we can work this out, how we can fight this pandemic. Hindi naman kailangang maging napakatalino o kailangang maging eksperto when it comes to the medical field to be able to understand it. If the person doesn't know how to speak in English, talk to them in Tagalog. They can speak Bisaya, Cebuano, Chabacano, whatever. Talk to them in that language. Explain to them in that language. As long as you pass on proper information, then you're doing good already. You're making the world, the Philippines, a better place already. It's just a matter of what information to pass on. Yun lang yan eh. Kasi otherwise, if we keep on passing information, we might feel na helpful tayo. Pero what if the information that we're sending is just chain messages na, alam mo yun, na naipasa lang, oh, galing kay kumaring ganito, or sabi ni Aling ganyan, or sabi ng kapitbahay ko, when in fact, those aren't valid. But it causes more panic, di ba? Kasi they're saying na, yun nga, that issue na, it's funny for us na parang feeling ko na, ano ba yan, banana? Really? People are gonna believe? But actually, naubos yung supply ng banana. So I'm like, oh my gosh, information is very vital. Information is very important. Doon ko na realize that was a realization point for me because I never thought that people would actually believe it. But then, people got into the fad of eating bananas. So sabi ko, oh my gosh, one wrong information and it will spread like wildfire and everyone would believe it because they're feeling this panic, because they're feeling this uncertainty. So why not share good, proper, valid information in basic terms? Kasi that's what's keeping people from understanding. Eh pag sinabi mong kain ka ng saging, ang daling maintindihan, di ba? So,
Yeah.
sus, kain lang pala ng saging eh. Eh di sabihin mo lang na huwag lumabas. Simpleng mga terms. Huwag humawak sa hindi kailangang hawakan. Huwag bumahing kung saan-saan. Magsuot ng mask. Basic words, easy to understand, easy to grasp, and konting explanation, syempre, why should you avoid doing it? Kasi, if you don't explain, then kung walang explanation, edi they would feel na, okay, so just follow everything they say. So, ayan na nga, edi kain tayo ng banana. But, if you explain the reason behind it in a good way pa rin na, if you just tell them if you wear a mask, it will protect you from spreading. Even kasi respirations, even your breathing, has particles going out already. So if you cover it, then you're protecting yourself, you're protecting others. Ganun dapat. Ganun kadali mag-share ng information. As long as tama mo siya i-spread, as long as you know how to properly convey your message, then there would be no misunderstanding. And that I feel is my goal here. Is it is the proper opportunity for me to bridge that gap between the common person and the medical professional. Kasi I'm a common person and I'm also a medical professional. And if I'm able to bridge that gap, if I'm able to tell them what they should do, what they should avoid, then it becomes easier. The relationship becomes easier. It becomes seamless. So I think that's my goal na that's my relevance at the moment na if I ever have influenced even just one person, that's okay for me. As long as that one person will also share that information, in a matter of minutes, ilang degrees na yung naabot ng information, and it's already saving others. It's already saving hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of lives. Ganun lang yun. It's all about giving proper information. So I think that's the reason why I'm here. Not to brag that I'm a medical professional, not to insinuate that I'm higher than anyone else. No. It's actually to bring people closer, to let people understand na there shouldn't be a faction between people. Na dapat kaya mong magtanong, dapat pwede kang sagutin ng maayos. Hindi kailangan na may barrier between people. So I feel like that's the reason why I'm here. And it's just a realization in the past few months. And I realized that had Miss Universe been over nung May 23, I wouldn't know this. So I feel like it was given to me as an opportunity to speak out and people to hear me out. Not just beauty. I don't want people adoring me because, ay, ang ganda naman niya. Because I've never been that confident of how I look. Kasi, ayun nga, growing up, hindi naman ako mukhang Pinay. Alam mo yun, yung mga Pinay na talagang magagandang, like, you know, the girls in the pageant. I look a little bit different. So, yun yung sa akin na, it's not really about how I look like. But, if you listen to me, because you understand what I'm saying, because you understand that what I'm saying is relevant and important to your life, then that's okay. I don't need you to call me pretty. I don't need you to feel like you need to adore me. No. As long as you listen to what I have to say, because it's vital information and it's going to help protect you, that's all right with me. Hindi, and that's how I feel. Kaya I feel like I feel so connected with the previous Miss Universe, si Zozie. Kasi
Yes.
she says na she's not the prettiest one. She says that she's not one of the top picks. And I felt that. I know the feeling. I know the exact same feeling. But I also know that if you speak of relevance, that if you speak of social issues, then people will listen to you. And that's what she's been doing, affecting one life after another. And that's what I plan to do. I don't want people to adore me because of my looks. That's the least priority of all of this. It's not very important to me. Yun yung sa akin. Kaya,
Yeah.
alam mo ba, Adam, it's my first time to be all this glammed up in an interview and it's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Kasi, kasi usually, I just, wear my usual makeup. Pero, wala lang. I feel like, of course, my mentors and the people who have been helping me told me na, ano ka ba? Step up your game. Look a little bit more prepared. So sabi ko, sige. We'll see if this works out. So, ayun. Hopefully naman, people like how I look. So, at least naman, ma-appreciate for today.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you're talking about your look,